Hi, different setup today. Oh. Okay, so originally this was just gonna be your normal implications video. I was gonna get Tedward and we were gonna seethe about the fact that in Tomodachi Life, your Mies can bring you a piece of the Berlin Wall, and that means there must have been Nazis in the USSR, and oh my god, the Mies had Hitler. Oh, and that means they had hentai because World War II, oh. It was gonna just be that. And then I was like, oh, maybe I don't really want Tedward in it. Maybe like Theo should just like take someone hostage. And then I was like planning out this new character who's just gonna be like my hostage that I kept. And I was like, that's a bit much. And then the more I thought about it, like, there's really not that much to talk about when it comes to the Tomodachi Life Mies bringing you a piece of the Berlin Wall, because Tomodachi Life is set in our world. Like, it's not like the Charmin Bears, where this is their own universe in which they have the same events as us, or like Cars, in which they have the same events as us, but it doesn't make any sense because they're not people. Tomodachi Life is canonically a game in which you, the canonical human, are taking care and creating Mies, and these Mies exist in our world through your 3DS. Like, that is the game. That is what it is telling you to believe. Like, you don't create the me that is you, and it's just like, oh, this is in-game Theo. No, this is Theo's look-alike, because it's meant to look like me, Theo, the human person. The Mies are set in our world. So I was just like, oh, well, I can't really talk about the USSR in the Miiverse because it's just ours. The Mies are canonically just little guys who we create in our Nintendo devices. And in Tomodachi Life, you can send them off to vacations around just our world. It's not a piece of the Mii Berlin Wall, it's a piece of our Berlin Wall. So then maybe I was like, oh, well then maybe this could be like more of an educational video, like where Game Theory will just use a random game to do like a history lesson or a science lesson. I was like, oh, maybe we can learn about the Berlin Wall together. And then I was like, no, because I don't want to have to research that. I finished history. I don't want to have to do more of it. Like, this isn't a history channel. Why would I want to research the Berlin Wall and the after effects of that? And so then I was just like, oh, well, I can talk about the moral implications of having a bunch of Mies being your slaves. But they're not your slaves. You create them, you feed them, but like they have autonomy over themselves. Like, you can even send them to leave the island, like, and they're also, like, canonically just Mies. They're canonically just video game pixels. And so I was like, well, why did I decide on this video then? And why did, like, 12 of you vote for it? And I know it's because you wanted to see Tedward, but guess what? Tedward requires me to be at a very high energy place, and I'm not at a high energy place. And also, Isaac's the one who writes all of the canon stuff and makes most of the decisions on when characters are coming, and he's not actively doing that. So, like, I don't want to, like, put in Tedward and then Isaac be like, that's not what you're supposed to do. We're canonically on this storyline. And I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. So yeah, this is a very long-winded way of saying I wanted to make the implications of Tomodachi Life, but Tomodachi Life isn't implying anything other than that you are playing a game called Tomodachi Life. There are no implications to be had. It is literally, the game itself is the game. Like, there's no lore, there's no backstory. It is literally like the Mies are Mies in your game. That is all it is asking you to believe. Yeah, so sorry that so many of you voted for it and were excited about it, but yeah. Oh, the Mies had a Berlin Wall. Oh no, but it's our Berlin Wall, so it wasn't another Berlin Wall. It was the same Berlin Wall that we had. I even watched a whole 8-minute TED Ed video about the Berlin Wall. Like, and then only for me to find out that it wasn't even that interesting to, like, stretch into a Nintendo video. Like, is it an interesting piece of history? Yeah, sure, but, like, I'm not gonna make that into a video. TED Ed already did a pretty decent video about it. And, so that's the video for today and this week. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. At this point, my personal channel, Theo's Ghost, is doing much better than Dimension Bros. So subconsciously my brain has been like, oh, this channel has bigger number, make more videos on this. So that's kind of what I want to do. And Isaac's not posting on here anymore. Maybe he will eventually, but I don't know. Yeah, welcome to the dumpster fire of Dimension Bros in late 2021, in which I am the only one uploading, and my uploads aren't even good ideas because I don't think them through, and then I make the very silly decision to let people vote on what video I make this week, and they choose the wrong one. Because the Tomodachi Life, there are no implications. It is literally just a game set in our world in which your Miis travel through our world. And they're your Miis.